Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Cutter One. I'm your host, Jay Just Jay, your resident troublemaker and your resident culture warrior. Newsflash, this video is not directly Tolkien related, but it is related to another fantasy world, another high fantasy franchise that I grew up with and absolutely love and adore. I think this franchise in my mind is second only to Tolkien and Middle-earth, and that is, of course, the world of Kryn and Dragonlance. Okay, and this story is coming to us from the folks over at CBR.com, and it says Joe Manganiello to head a live-action Dragonlance adaptation. Joe Manganiello confirms he's working with Wizards of the Coast to adapt the D&D-based Dragonlance novels as a live-action television series. And this is from Julia Anderson. All right, let's see what they have to say. First, let me stop this damn annoying video. Okay. Dungeons & Dragons' beloved Dragonlance novels are getting the live-action series treatment with actor and D&D superfan Joe Manganiello leading the charge. During today's D&D Direct, Manganiello offered a brief update on the documentary he's filming. On the documentary he's filming for Wizards of the Coast to celebrate Dungeons & Dragons' 50th anniversary. Before diving into it, he took a moment to acknowledge how the game had informed his love of stories. Then, Manganiello revealed that it led to his working with Wizards of the Coast on a live-action television adaptation of the Dragonlance novels, which he loves. The Dragonlance novels were initially written by Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman, though many other authors have written stories for the series since. That is true. There are literally 190 Dragonlance novels, just to put it out there. Okay, that lets you know how popular it is. D&D's first live-action television series. In February of 2023, the actor appeared in a video with Black Forest Woodco showcasing the custom table they'd made for Manganiello for his Dungeons & Dragons sessions. During the video, he briefly mentioned the documentary and that he was working on a TV series for Wizards of the Coast. Quote, "I work for Dungeons & Dragons," Manganiello said, "so I'm actually shooting a documentary right now, and I'm developing a TV show for them." Unquote. A month before, Wizards confirmed work on a live-action Dungeons & Dragons series. However, it did not mention Manganiello among its creative team nor confirm anything about the plot. Red Notice director Rawson Marshall Thurber wrote and will helm the pilot episode, with Paramount Pictures and E1 producing the project. Both producers also worked on the upcoming Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves film, which led to speculation that the characters might appear in the series. It remains unconfirmed if Manganiello and Thurber's projects are separate series or the same. D&D Honor Among Thieves positive reviews. Beyond television adaptations, the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves film is set to hit theaters on March 31st. So far, Honor Among Thieves has earned rave reviews from critics and fans who participated in Amazon's early screenings. Currently sitting at 91% for critics and 94% for fans, a new trailer appeared during the same D&D Direct. As did the announcement, the main cast will appear in a special secret lair drop for Magic the Gathering. While Manganiello's documentary for Dungeons & Dragons' 50th anniversary is set to premiere sometime in 2024, the Dragonlance series has no confirmed release window. All right, so part of me is excited for this. I think that Joe Manganiello, he's one of those people like Henry Cavill, who is a true fan in the true sense of the word, in the way that most of us are fans. Now, that doesn't mean that once producers and other people are brought into the project that it can't be subverted or removed from his control, or things being changed and altered to fit with an agenda. And make no mistake about it, folks, Wizards of the Coast is one of the most agenda-driven companies out there. Okay, ask anybody who's into anything that they put out. Wizards of the Coast is a hyper agenda-driven company. They're the company that one of their head executives, I think it was the CEO, but I don't want to, accuse the wrong person, came right out and flat out said in an interview that too many white men play Dungeons and Dragons. That literally, that was his take on it. Make of that what you will, but I mean, that just shows you that they look at things through an agendaed window, if you will. Now, having said that, Joe Manganiello, like Henry Cavill, is one of those people that he's really like a hardcore fan, is all about the lore, respecting the lore, and doing it right. So in that sense, I'm kind of hopeful if he's helming this project, a Dragonlance live action series, that's like a dream come true for Dragonlance fans, right? At the same time, I am also very, very nervous because, like I said, it doesn't take much for some executive to come in and say, hey, I'm footing the bill for this. What I say goes, and make whatever change I'm expecting you to make. It wouldn't be the first time that that's happened, right? So, again, this one's going to fall in the cautiously optimistic territory with me. Now, for you guys who are mainly Tolkien fans that watch this channel, you may not be familiar with Dragonlance as much, and you're kind of like, what? Okay, what is this, like Dungeons and Dragons, something like that? I would say Dragonlance, and actually, I'm doing a long form video on it, like a scripted video and stuff like that. I am working on it. I was literally spending a couple of hours today working on the script. Dragonlance is highly, highly, highly influenced by Tolkien. It's probably, out of all the fantasy worlds that I've come across in my travels, meaning Dungeons and Dragons and whatever other fantasy genres you want to get into, Dragonlance is probably one of the ones where you can most directly see the Tolkien influence. There are characters that are 100% without question based on Tolkien stuff. Now I'm not saying anything's a ripoff, because it's not. It's completely original stuff. It's not Middle Earth. The world is known as Kryn. Okay, the continent is Ansalon. But there are a lot of similarities. You can see that the authors Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman were definitely inspired by Tolkien. Okay, definitely inspired by Tolkien. So, as Tolkien fans, if you're not familiar with Dragonlance, this is something that would interest you. I would say Dragonlance far more influenced by Tolkien than, say, George R.R. Martin. Okay, George R.R. Martin's House of the Dragon or Song of Ice and Fire. While you can tell that it is somewhat influenced by Tolkien, Dragonlance, no, absolutely. Dragonlance would be the child to the Tolkien fantasy, empire, if you will, right? It would be the next generation. That's how I would describe it. So that's why, obviously I fell in love with it. I'm a huge fan of it. And I hope, I'm cautiously optimistic that this can be done and done correctly with Joe Manganiello helming the project, but only time will tell. We will have to wait and see. There was a time where I was optimistic and hopeful about Rings of Pewter too, right? We all know how that turned out. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed, praying to the gods of Kryn that they can pull this off in a decent and respectable way that will do honor to the books. And, we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know it's not Tolkien, but the channel's not just Tolkien. Tolkien's our primary thing, but some Dragonlance news, okay? And hopefully there'll be more as more information comes out. But yeah, so let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you're a Dragonlance fan, what is your take on this? Are you cautiously optimistic like I am? Or are you just scared that they're going to screw the pooch on this one? Which is a possibility. I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. All right, that's going to do it for this one, folks. Remember, if you like the video, like the video. If you want to share the video, by all means do so. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm. It helps us get seen, get the word out. If you have not subscribed yet, I would hope that you would consider subscribing and joining the army of beautiful badasses as we fight the good fight to keep these worlds and these fantasy universes that we've grown up loving, keep them intact and unsullied and a place where we can escape to from the everyday. If you are a returning subscriber, as always, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you're a Dragonlance fan, I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think on this one. I'm really curious what Dragonlance fans have to say about this one. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for this one. Remember to join us over on Discord. I'll put the link down in the description below. And also check out the merch store. I'm rocking the merch today. Rocking the merch. This is one of our own Stay More Dorkish. This is the Melkor Says Stay More Dorkish shirt. We also have the Sauroff, because we can't violate copyright, so it's not Sauron, it's Sauroff, Says Stay More Dorkish artwork on the store. So check out the link down in the description below. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you have a great day. Remember to be good, be safe, be awesome, but more importantly, stay more dorkish. Until next time.